What's up, everyone? As educators across the country have started back to school and many more returning to their classrooms in the coming weeks, I want to take a moment to share with you the most important concept that I have learned about being transformative as an educator. Not just transformative for your students, but also for yourself. And this concept is best explained by sharing with you the name of a teacher who has impacted millions around the world. Her name is Mary Duncan. Now, I know you're thinking right now he said millions across the world, but I don't know this name. You know, when you hear Mary Duncan, you didn't all of a sudden go, Mary Duncan, I know her. She owes me $20. That didn't pop into your mind. But when I share with you the student that Mary Duncan impacted, you'll know this student's name. And you'll know the power that Mrs. Duncan had in working with this child. The student came to Mrs. Duncan potentially broken. She was definitely abused, mistreated, told she was never enough, and felt as though she didn't matter. But after experiencing Mrs. Duncan, the child referred to her as my first liberator. The way Mrs. Duncan helped this child feel about herself made the child believe that she could take on the world, that she could see her greatest version of self, and that was a possibility. You know, too many of our kids come to our classrooms and they don't see the greatest possibility or the greatest version of themselves. They see the version of themselves that is told to them by the world around them. But the magic of a teacher is being able to see that child in the best possible light, in the best possible future, and then take it 5 steps past that and see something that is amazing and impactful and powerful that child brings to the world. Mrs. Duncan's interaction with Oprah Winfrey has changed lives throughout this country and throughout the world. When you say the word Oprah, I mean when you become a single name, Prince, Madonna, Oprah, your impact has been so amazing that you become synonymous with just a single name. I mean, come on, we're talking about share stardom here. And it was because of Mrs. Duncan embedding within Oprah a legacy of empowered hope that Oprah could do something, could change the world. And that's what she said. She said that she made her feel as though she could take on the world. That is the magic of teaching. That's the magic of education. Oftentimes, we get so focused on curriculum and data that we lose the heart of what we're doing. Add into all of this the stresses with COVID and those fears, which are very real, and those anxieties and nervousness, which are very real. It can impact the educational experience in such a negative way. And while we don't want to just sign away our boundaries and our safety as a teacher, let us continue to see our students in the best possible light, their fullest potential, and then go 5 steps further. Let's embed with them a legacy of empowered hope. And how do we do that? 3 things come before curriculum that make that happen. Number 1, it's the conduit. It's the person in the classroom who is impacting the child. That person who's bringing the energy to everyone else. So we're talking about personal wellness there. We're talking about stress reduction. We're talking about simple things such as the power of breathing before each class to make sure you're in the best possible mental space to embed hope within each child. We're talking about connection, and not just simply the connection of understanding what children are interested in and how they best learn, although those are important and those are a part of it. But we're also talking about how the child's mind and a human's mind works in building a mindset of growth and empowerment. And then the third thing is the culture. Making sure that we protect against cultures of chaos and we bring in cultures of coherence. We create safe spaces for all of our children to come in and learn and to share their gifts and their purpose, and to be in a space where not only we see the best version of them in 5 steps further, but they see the best version of themselves and begin to push 5 steps further. I heard a long time ago, if you want everyone around you to run a mile, you need to run 2 miles. Well, I got to tell you, when it comes to teaching, I think that is true as well. If we want our children to see the best in themselves, we've got to be able to see beyond that. And in order to do that, we need to make sure we're in our best possible space. We understand them, how they learn, but also the human mind and how to build that growth mindset and that ability to get uncomfortable and learn and push further. And then ultimately build that culture of coherence. Then we could start talking about curriculum. You see, if you take a moment and think about your greatest teacher, you're not going to think about the specific things they taught you, although there may have been some very cool things they shared with you and helped you understand the world around you. But if you think about that teacher that really touched your heart, you think about how they made you feel. You see, that is what is long-lasting. That is what is impactful. And that is the beginnings of embedding a legacy of empowered hope into each child we serve. And whether you interact over Zoom calls, FaceTime, or letters, emails, whatever the case may be, however you're interacting with that child, so within that idea of empowered hope. And as you return to your classroom, I wish you an amazing year. I think we have a chance to do something that not only has never been done before, but to really magnify the power of education and educators, and be able to show these students that no matter what, we're here for them. I think we have an opportunity for great love. We have an opportunity to take risks, do things different than we ever done before. And within that, I wish you a wonderful school year. If you like this video and think it would help someone else, please forward this on to them. Send it on. You have my permission. And if they would like to get more videos like this and updates along the way, have them go to my website, brianlidle.com. That's BrianLidle.com, and sign up for my free ebook, Energize. And by doing so, they'll get updates along the way and videos such as this. I hope you have a wonderful year. Lots of love to you. I wish you great kindness. Go get them. We've got this.